New at noon, the man charged in a Janesville workplace shooting reaches a plea deal after pleading guilty to a lesser charge. Plus, scary moments outside the White House after a driver crashes into a nearby security barrier. What police found inside the truck. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Inn. Thanks for joining us. New at noon, the man charged in a Janesville workplace shooting that left one person dead last year pleaded to a lesser charge in court today as part of a plea deal. Kevin Todd was previously charged with 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide and 4 counts of recklessly endangering safety. Online court records show he pleaded guilty to a single count of a second-degree intentional homicide charge. In exchange, prosecutors dismissed the recklessly endangering safety charges. Todd opened fire at precision-drawn metals in April of last year after working in the business for only a week. In a criminal complaint, Todd alleged that he was being bullied at the company, but employee statements to police do not support those claims. After a short chase, Todd was arrested. He'll be back in court in August for sentencing. Let's head out to the weather patio now. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano has a look at your first warn forecast and another air alert quality. Alert, I guess alert is the word there.
Yeah, but it is also very warm once again today. Temperatures are already in the 70s, but you can see some of that wildfire smoke firsthand. And unfortunately, we may continue to see that wildfire smoke for the next couple of days. It's kind of just going to linger around Wisconsin as those wildfires are still ongoing. Unfortunately, it may even get worse as we head into the later portions of the week. But as far as temperatures goes, you know, right now it is very nice, upper 70s. Some places are already in the 80s. Our entire area, with the exception of some places near Lake Michigan, will likely get into the 80s during the afternoon today. And for the most part, we are going to see clear skies with the exception of the wildfire smoke. Now, if you look at the current wind speeds, very calm. So the heat index is actually a bit warmer. I got to tell you, it feels like it's in the mid-80s out here right now. And a big reason for the warm temperatures is because of that southerly wind. But the winds are going to change for tomorrow and bring much cooler temperatures. But before that, 82 is the forecasted high for this afternoon. For the evening, it's going to be pretty comfortable with temperatures mostly in the 70s along with more clear skies. And then during the overnight hours, it's still going to be mild with lows in the mid-50s. But by tomorrow morning, that's when we will see the wind shift and the temperatures be brought down. Now, they're still going to be fairly comfortable, but it's going to be noticeably cooler than what we're going to see today and what we're seeing right now, honestly. I'll talk more in detail about that, though, coming up later in the show.
All right, Jacob, we'll check back. Thank you. Now to the nation's capital, where a driver is facing multiple charges after slamming a U-Haul truck into a security barrier near the White House. Law enforcement officials say the suspect made threatening statements directed at the president and vice president. Nicole D'Antonio has the latest from the White House.
Social media footage shows the moment the U-Haul driver tried to ram the truck past barriers near the White House Monday night. The incident took place around 10 p.m. at a security barrier at Lafayette Square, which is about a block back from the White House fence. A U.S. law enforcement official tells CBS News there were no explosives in the vehicle and no weapons, and there were no reported injuries to anybody in the Secret Service or the White House. Video of the aftermath appears to show officers collecting evidence, including a Nazi flag.
The U.S. Park Police say a preliminary investigation indicates the 19-year-old driver intentionally crashed into the barriers. He's facing multiple charges.
The U.S. citizen from Chesterfield, Missouri, is charged with assault with dangerous weapon, reckless operation of a motor vehicle, and threatening to kill, kidnap, inflict harm on a president, vice president, or family member. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, the White House.
And the suspect is also charged with destruction of federal property and trespassing. America's deadly drug epidemic is worse than ever. Fentanyl is a major factor, but the data also suggests overdose deaths involving meth are rising at an even faster pace than those involving fentanyl. According to the CDC data, nearly a third of all overdose deaths in 2021, more than 31,000, involved the drug. Deaths involving cocaine are also up, jumping 24% in both 2020 and 21. Meanwhile, the U.S. Surgeon General is concerned social media is contributing to the country's youth mental health crisis. Dr. Vivek Murthy says that using sites like TikTok and Instagram present a profound risk of harm for kids. The advisory cited several studies that found correlations between social media and depression, anxiety, poor sleep, online harassment, and low self-esteem. Well, with this week's warmer weather, you might be ready to hit the local pools and splash pads. Good news, some are opening up this weekend. Madison's Parks offers 3 different splash pads around the city. They're located at Cypress, Elver, and Rindell Parks. These splash pads are free to use, open daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday also marks the 13th annual World Naked Bike Ride, and Madison will be one of the dozens of cities taking part. The ride is meant to celebrate body positivity and rejection of oil dependency. The Madison group says it challenges participants to exercise their oil independence by using human-powered machines and making choices in what they bring and do or do not wear. The ride starts at 11 a.m. Saturday morning. The route is not being publicized, but if you'd like to participate, look for Madison on the World Naked Bike Ride Wikipedia page. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon, how inflation is impacting Americans' wallets, and teens can now open a Venmo account. Details coming up in the Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale going on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
Get 11% off everything at Menards and take care of all your automotive needs. From tools and accessories to maintenance and everything in between. Wiper blades? Copy that. Motor oil? Done. Trust Menards to help out with all your automotive needs. Get superior engine protection with Valvoline High Mileage Motor Oil. It's a synthetic blend to maximize engine life in vehicles over 75,000 miles. Pick up a quart for only $3.99 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
The ultimate LEGO fan experience. Don't miss Brick Universe, May 27th and 28th. Meet LEGO artists and see incredible works of art. Fun for everyone. Tickets are selling out fast. Visit BrickUniverseUSA.com. BrickUniverseUSA.com.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues to help hardworking families attain home ownership. Habitat's financial coaching prepares families to buy and mortgage their own home, creating a brighter economic future for themselves and the community. Please donate or volunteer today.
At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated. Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
Here's your parachute.
Packed it myself.
Certain it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of congratulating coworkers or saying thank you for being a customer with promotional products from 4imprint. Our expert team is dedicated to making your satisfaction a certainty.
Packed it myself.
Land the perfect products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale going on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
The Federal Reserve has released its annual economic well-being of U.S. households report, and the results show the toll inflation has inflicted on Americans. 73% of respondents said they're doing financially okay, down 5 points from 2021, while 35% of Americans said they're worse off, the highest level since 2014. There was a slight increase in the number of respondents who said their salaries went up in the past year, but only 63% of Americans say they have enough money to cover a $400 emergency expense. That is down from 68% in 2021. Western states have reached a historic deal to save the drought-stricken Colorado River. California, Arizona, and Nevada have agreed to cut back on river water use by 13% over the next 3 years to keep the nearly 1,500-mile-long lifeline of the Southwest from running dry. In return, they'll receive more than $1 billion in federal funding. And the cash-sharing app Venmo is now officially allowing 13 to 17-year-olds to open an account with their parents' permission. It also comes with a debit card. Before the change in policy, many parents had set up accounts for their children through their own accounts, a violation of Venmo's rules. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Checking Wall Street at the noon hour, the Dow is off 56 points, the Nasdaq down 92, the S&P 500 is down 25. Pam has today's egg prices next at noon, and Jacob is back with the complete forecast. And then today on Live at 4, the average family does about 300 loads of laundry per year, but there are ways to cut back. We'll have some tips from Consumer Reports before you throw in the towel.
So your credit isn't the greatest? No problem. We offer guaranteed credit approval on vehicles you actually want to drive. Yes, we'll even guarantee your credit is approved. You've been told no before? Join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes. Bergstrom for the yes.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WISC-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
It's Steinhaffel's Memorial Day sale. And right now, save up to $500 on adjustable base sets. Plus, get $300 in Steinhaffel's cash. Tempur-Pedic Queen mattresses start at just $42 per month when you use Steinhaffel's 72-month financing. Tempur-Pedic mattresses are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
At Bergstrom Automotive, we are proud to offer negotiation-free upfront pricing. Upfront pricing means you can put your armor away. There's no battle with scary salespeople here. You've been told no before? Join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes. Bergstrom for the yes.
A little star lights up the Jennifer Hudson stage. And musical genius, Robert Glasper. You already got an Emmy and a Grammy. You halfway to that EGOT.
Come on now. On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
Tomorrow morning, Josh shows you what's new at the duck pond as the Madison Mallards get ready for Monday's home opener.
Plus, send us a weather photo and you could win a first warn weather umbrella.
It looks like this warm weather will come to an end with a cold front. Join us tomorrow morning between 4:30 and 7.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report. The weather's perfect.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We'll use all of it to our advantage, too. And, you know, we've been talking about that, Mark, that there's a lot of activity happening in farm fields across the state. That was bared out by our crop progress report that was released yesterday. Across the state of Wisconsin, 69% of our corn is in the ground. And of the corn that's already been planted, 26% of that crop is already coming through the soil surface. So we're ahead of last year, ahead of our 5-year average. Soybeans, 55% of that crop also planted. We've got 78% of our oats that are in the ground, and 83% of our potatoes have already been planted. The other good news is that our hay conditions are improving, 78% called good to excellent. That's up 2 percentage points. And winter wheat is also at 84% good to excellent, up 2 percentage points. Want to draw attention to that winter wheat because what we are hearing is that the Central Plains has had a very, very tough time with their wheat. We knew there were going to be abandoned acres, but now it looks like this is going to be a historical number of acres of abandoned wheat in the Central Plains. So that's from southern Nebraska all the way through the state of Kansas, some of Colorado, and into Oklahoma. That seed was planted last fall so that they'd have a crop this year, but last fall they didn't get any rain, not much rain over the winter, so they're still in a tough situation there. Some of the crop reporters that were on that winter wheat route said that they had never seen so many acres abandoned. It was coming in at about a 10 bushel less average per state compared to the historical run. So that's one area that you're going to have to keep an eye on if you're a Wisconsin wheat producer. Also want to tell you the dairy markets today, a little bit mixed. Barrel cheese unchanged at $151.50. 40-pound block cheese was up 5 1/4 at $165 1/4. Double A butter, that did go down 1 1/4 today at $243 3/4 per pound. But like I said, I do see some cracks in the ground out there, Mark. There's folks that would like to see a drink of water come across our fields, but right now we're in pretty good shape compared to a lot of other places in the United States.
That is good news. All right, Pam, we'll leave it there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Around 1 in 5 women over the age of 50 are affected by osteoporosis. The disease weakens bones, allowing them to break more easily. Mandy Gaither shares some tips to keep your bones strong as you get older.
It rarely has symptoms, and many don't even know they have osteoporosis until a bone is broken after a minor fall or bump.
It's not a painful condition, but it can make your bones more fragile and prone to fracture, which is why falls can be so devastating in older individuals, hip fractures, other fractures, etc.
Dr. Amit Shah with Mayo Clinic says healthy bones need an adequate amount of calcium and also vitamin D, whether that's spending a short time in the sunlight or taking a supplement. For most people, he says that would be 1,000 to 2,000 international units.
Everyone wants a quick pill. If I just take some vitamin D or if I take some medicines, won't I be able to just keep my bones strong? And yes, there's roles for all of those things, but it's important to do some of the things that are good for the rest of your health.
That includes not smoking, limiting alcohol, and focusing on weight-bearing exercises that can help with balance and muscle strength.
Water aerobics can be great even if you have arthritic knees or hips, and so that can help quite a bit.
Shaw says women and men should be screened for osteoporosis. The recommended age varies based on risk factors.
Gives people an idea of what's the density of your bones and gives you an idea of, well, do you need some of the medications that we have that do help to treat osteoporosis?
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Jacob, to now the complete look at the forecast. Get outside, soak up some of that vitamin D.
Yeah, it's going to be very warm today, but there's going to be a big change in the temperatures for Wednesday and Thursday. Highs will only be in the 60s. But for those of you that like the warm temperatures, don't worry. It will return to the 80s for Memorial Day weekend. And for the most part, we're looking dry throughout the entire weekend as well, at least until the middle of next week. And even then, the rain chances only look minor. Now, here's a look at the air quality alert. It's in effect for all of Wisconsin, and it will stay in effect until 11 p.m. tonight. Those with lung disease, as well as elderly and young individuals, should avoid outdoor activity, especially prolonged outdoor activity. And unfortunately, the smoke will continue for the next couple of days. Now, if we look at the current temperatures, already near 80 degrees, 79 in Madison, lower 80s further to our west, even up to the north. We're seeing temperatures in the lower 80s, 81 in Watoma, 80 in Fond du Lac, and in much of our area will likely get into the lower 80s at some point today. The forecasted high is 82 degrees, and we're also going to continue to see mostly sunny skies. Now, if we take a look at the overnight lows, still going to be fairly mild. Mid-50s is the forecasted low, but then as we get into the morning hours, that's when we will start to see the temperatures be a lot colder. Now, we're not going to see any rainfall, but I want to mention the wind direction. So today it's going to be out of the southwest, bringing in a lot of that warm air. But notice as we get into the morning, you can kind of see where that wind is going to shift. The cold front will move in from the northeast, bringing in northeasterly winds. And as the further south it goes, the gustier the winds are going to get. So it's going to bring in that lake breeze across our area. High temperatures will only be in the 60s. It is also going to be breezy. And as we get into Thursday, this is going to continue as well, a little bit more easterly, and that will still bring those temperatures down. And although we will see more clouds tomorrow, as I mentioned, we're probably not going to see any rainfall, maybe a very light shower, but nothing much. 60s for much of our area. Some parts of our area could get into the lower 70s. So overall, still not too bad, but it will be noticeably colder than today, and this will continue for Thursday as well. Thursday might be a bit warmer with 66 for the forecasted high, but still pretty well below average for this time of year, but we are going to be mostly sunny on Thursday, and those temperatures will rebound quite nicely as we head into Memorial Day weekend. 70s for Friday and Saturday, lower 80s for Sunday and for Memorial Day, and then our next chance of rain won't be until the middle of next week. Now, we are still doing the umbrella contest. This is the last week to do it. If you want to submit a photo, you can to this email address on screen, firstwarn@wisc-tv.com, or through the weather app. And the weather team here will select a photo, and whoever's photo is selected will win a First Warn weather umbrella. We're doing this till Friday, and we will continue to announce new winners every weekday at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. We've gotten some great photos so far. Let's end this umbrella contest with a bang. So let's keep sending in those awesome pictures, folks. It's been very nice. We're not going to need the umbrella. I almost said unfortunately. We're not going to need the umbrella, which is mostly a good thing, but we could have a few wildfire risks, unfortunately. And as far as the air quality alert goes, just try to avoid prolonged outdoor activities. But the temperatures aren't going to be quite as warm as they will be today.
All right, a little break in the heat. That's good, too. Up next, Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, taking a stroll down memory lane, sharing a bakery favorite.
When I was growing up, every Sunday morning, my dad would take my brother and I to this little bakery to pick up an assortment of freshly baked rolls. Before we left, my brother and I would get to choose one pastry to eat on the way home. I always got a cherry cheese Danish that had sliced almonds on it. It was so good that today we're sharing a version that we recently came up with. We start by opening a package of crescent roll dough, but rather than unrolling it, we slice it and place each piece on a baking sheet. Then we flatten the center of each with a juice glass and sort of pinch the edges, so each one looks like a shallow bowl. Now we fill the center of each one with a sweetened cream cheese mixture. On top of that goes a spoonful of cherry pie filling, and into the oven they go. Once they cool, we drizzle them with a 2-ingredient glaze and sprinkle on some sliced almonds. These look and taste exactly like the ones I grew up with. The filling is so creamy and the pastry is buttery rich. You can start making your own memories by getting the recipe for our easy cheesy cherry Danish right on our website. Hey Cal, come try these. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we went back to my childhood for a memory-making way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Aren't they good? We used to have these as kids.
Coming up, UW Health clinical dietitian Michelle Swader discusses the impacts of eating too many ultra-processed foods. We'll find out what they are right after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way.
All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there is now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
As summer approaches, is your house ready? Over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated. Is yours? Here are some of the signs. Is your house too cold in the winter? Is it too hot in the summer? Does your furnace and AC run almost non-stop? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Are your energy bills too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation. And right now, during Home Improvement Month, our labor is free, but that ends May 31st.
USA Insulation.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way.
All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
UW Health Clinical Dietitian Michelle Swader is here. Welcome to you.
Thank you.
Our topic this month, ultra-processed foods. What are they?
Yes, so we used to think of foods as either healthy or processed. And now because we're processing so many more products and so many different products, that we have this new category called ultra-processed food. Basically, that's taking a food and adding things to it, changing things, adding chemicals, preservatives, so you really don't have anything left of the original nutrition in the food. So it's become kind of a whole category in itself.
Why are they doing that?
Well, they're trying to make them hyper palatable. So basically that means you're adding sugar, artificial sugars, salt, seasoning, anything like that to really make it so it's irresistible to somebody.
So I assume there are health results of this.
There are. We already know that they can impact things like diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, even depression and anxiety. Obviously, you want to eat more foods if you're not feeling well, so that's a vicious circle. But now they're starting to come up with some more research that can even affect our gut health, and it can also affect our cognition, how well we go through our thought process. So even though the research on those avenues are really early, it's a good sign that we should start now trying to reduce some of those ultra-processed foods.
Specifically, what are they? Which one? I mean, can we, without brand names or?
Yeah, well, let's say you take a glass of milk, you know, very natural. You make it maybe into a yogurt. It's got some sugar added, some seasoning, and it's still, you know, kind of borderline healthy. It's still technically processed. But then if you take it and you make it into some sort of
frozen
ice cream
treat.
Dessert, yes, you know, something that's very processed, I will maybe throw out Dippin' Dots as maybe a brand name, but that's something that is obviously so far away from your glass of milk that you don't really have any of the health benefits that that original glass of milk would have.
So what's your advice? What should you do?
Well, we know that eating healthy foods can somewhat contradict the efforts of the ultra-processed foods, but we don't really know what the safe and ideal amount would be, if any. So definitely look at your ingredient list. It's nothing fancier than that. You know, look for a short ingredient list and look for words you can pronounce, obviously. You know, if there's a chemical word in that label, there's that chemical in your food. So really start being a little bit picky about what you put in your body.
The simpler, the better.
And now is a great time to focus on the produce that we have, you know, in the gardens and at the farmers markets now too. Very natural.
Yeah, it is a great time of year around here to eat healthy.
Yes.
Michelle, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
See you next time. Here's Jacob with one final check of the forecast.
Thanks, Mark. We're going to continue to be mild this afternoon, but that backdoor cold front, which will bring winds out of the northeast, will really cool things down for Wednesday and Thursday. Highs will only be in the mid-60s, but the temperatures will rebound quite nicely with 70s for Friday and Saturday, lower 80s for Sunday and Memorial Day. We are going to remain dry, slight chance of rain for the middle of next week, but we constantly are pushing back the rain chances, so it's possible we continue to push it back. So definitely enjoy the weather, but be careful because there is that air quality alert.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.